Natalie Portman's career has been defined by her wide range of performances, from indie dramas to blockbuster franchises. With an Oscar-winning performance and roles in some of the most memorable films of the last few decades, Portman has solidified herself as one of Hollywood's most talented actresses. Here are the top 10 Natalie Portman movies that showcase her versatility, dedication, and undeniable talent. Number 10. Thor. Thor is a 2011 superhero film directed by Kenneth Branagh, based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name. It is the fourth film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and serves as the origin story for the Norse god of thunder, Thor. The story follows Thor, the arrogant and impulsive prince of Asgard, who is banished to Earth by his father, Odin, as punishment for his reckless actions that reignite an ancient war. Stripped of his powers and his mighty hammer, Mjolnir, Thor must learn humility and what it means to be a true hero. On Earth, he meets astrophysicist Jane Foster, who helps him understand and navigate the human world. Meanwhile, Thor's jealous brother Loki schemes to take the throne of Asgard. Number 9. Brothers. Brothers is a 2009 drama film directed by Jim Sheridan, based on the 2004 Danish film Brødre by Susanne Bier. The film centers on Sam Cahill, a decorated Marine who is sent on deployment to Afghanistan, leaving behind his wife, Grace, and their 2 daughters. Sam's younger brother Tommy, who has recently been released from prison, steps in to support Grace and her children after Sam's helicopter crashes and he is presumed dead. As Tommy grows closer to Grace and the children, they begin to develop a bond. However, Sam is not dead. He survives the crash and is taken prisoner in Afghanistan, enduring severe psychological trauma before being rescued and returning home. Upon his return, Sam struggles with PTSD, which leads to paranoia and suspicion regarding the relationship between Grace and Tommy, causing tensions to escalate within the family. Number 8. Cold Mountain. Cold Mountain is a 2003 war drama film directed by Anthony Minghella, based on the 1997 novel of the same name by Charles Frazier. The film tells the story of Inman, a Confederate soldier who is severely wounded in battle. After receiving a letter from his love, Ada Munro, Inman deserts the army and embarks on a dangerous journey to return to her in Cold Mountain, North Carolina. Throughout his journey, Inman encounters various characters who illustrate the hardships of war and the moral dilemmas people face during desperate times. Meanwhile, Ada, who was once a privileged and sheltered woman, struggles to maintain her farm after her father dies. She receives help from Ruby Thews, a tough and resourceful woman who teaches her how to survive in the harsh conditions of the war-torn South. Number 7. Closer. Closer is a 2004 romantic drama film directed by Mike Nichols, based on Patrick Marber's 1997 play of the same name. The story revolves around 4 characters whose lives become intertwined in a web of romantic relationships. Dan is a writer who becomes romantically involved with Alice, a young woman he meets after a chance encounter. Despite their relationship, Dan becomes infatuated with Anna, a photographer. Anna, who is torn between Dan and Larry, a dermatologist, engages in romantic and sexual relationships with both men, leading to a series of emotional confrontations. The film explores the shifting dynamics between the characters, with themes of love, lust, jealousy, and power playing key roles in how their relationships evolve and fall apart. Number 6. Garden State. Garden State is a 2004 comedy drama film written, directed by, and starring Zach Braff in his directorial debut. The film follows Andrew Largeman, a semi-successful actor in Los Angeles who returns to his hometown in New Jersey after his mother's death. Emotionally numbed for years by psychiatric medications prescribed by his father, Andrew reconnects with childhood friends and meets Sam, a quirky young woman who helps him begin to feel and experience life again. Over the course of a few days, Andrew embarks on a journey of self-discovery, grappling with unresolved family issues and the need for emotional healing. Number 5. Star Wars Episode III: Revenge of the Sith. Star Wars Episode III: Revenge of the Sith is a 2005 epic space opera film directed by George Lucas. It is the 3rd and final installment of the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Set 3 years into the Clone Wars, the film follows Anakin Skywalker's tragic fall to the dark side. Seduced by Palpatine's promises of power and the ability to save Padme from a feared death in childbirth, Anakin becomes Darth Vader. His transformation is marked by his betrayal of the Jedi Order and his former master, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Palpatine, revealed as the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, declares himself Emperor and enacts Order 66, leading to the near extermination of the Jedi. Number 4. Black Swan. Black Swan is a 2010 psychological thriller film, directed by Darren Aronofsky, blending elements of horror, drama, and psychological tension. The film tells a story of Nina Sayers, a talented but deeply troubled ballet dancer who becomes consumed by the role of the Swan Queen in a production of Swan Lake. As Nina struggles to embody both the delicate white swan and the darker, more seductive black swan, her grip on reality begins to unravel. The film's exploration of artistic pressure, duality, and identity earned widespread critical acclaim and several awards. Number 3. V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta is a 2005 dystopian political thriller film directed by James McTeague, based on the 1988 graphic novel of the same name by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. The film is set in a dystopian future where Britain is ruled by a fascist regime under High Chancellor Adam Sutler. The story follows Evie Hammond, a young woman who becomes involved with V, a mysterious and charismatic anarchist in a Guy Fawkes mask. V is on a mission to overthrow the corrupt government and inspire the people to rise against their oppressors. V wages a personal vendetta against those responsible for his disfigurement and the rise of the fascist regime. Through a series of violent acts and public speeches, he aims to awaken the people from their complacency and encourage them to reclaim their freedom. Evie becomes his unlikely ally, learning about the power of ideas and courage as she embarks on her own journey of self-discovery. Number 2. Heat. Heat is a 1995 crime drama film, written and directed by Michael Mann. The film follows two parallel stories: Neil McCauley, a professional and meticulous thief, and Vincent Hanna, an obsessive LAPD detective. As McCauley and his crew plan their next major heist, Hanna closes in on them, setting up a tense game of cat and mouse. The two characters have similar drives and commitments to their work, but while McCauley sticks to a strict code of never getting attached to anything he can't walk away from, Hanna's personal life is falling apart due to his relentless pursuit of criminals. The film builds toward an explosive bank robbery that culminates in one of the most iconic and realistic shootouts in film history. Number 1. Léon, the Professional. Léon the Professional is a 1994 French crime thriller film, written and directed by Luc Besson. Léon is a solitary and stoic hitman living a quiet life in New York City. His life is disrupted when he forms an unlikely bond with Mathilda, a 12-year-old girl whose family is brutally murdered by corrupt DEA agent Norman Stansfield. Seeking refuge with Léon, Mathilda convinces him to teach her the ways of a hitman so she can avenge her family. Over time, Léon grows fond of Mathilda, and their relationship transforms from one of necessity to a deep emotional connection. However, Stansfield's relentless pursuit endangers them both, leading to a tense and tragic confrontation.